This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 112 of Beers in the Lot. In this episode, we talked about some of the lead up and preseason to the NHL season that's starting up next week. We also talked about Buoy, the new Kraken mascot, and Riggs dropped a knowledge bomb on us on where it came from. We also talked a little bit about our Sunday Night League Old Fat Bald Guys hockey, and we talked about our spin on fantasy this year, but don't worry, only briefly. So let's get to it and crack those beers. Here we go.
Aaron, you sound like you had a good pour on over there.
Of course I did.
What do you got?
Well, you know what I've got. This beer is courtesy of you, Daniel. This is a Two-Hearted Ale, American IPA by Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. It's got a big fish on it. I'm not sure why it's two-hearted, but maybe the fish has two hearts? I don't know.
Maybe it was stuffed with another fish, like that one guy.
Yeah, like
Maybe it's getting stuffed. Is that an illegal walleye?
Guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, American IPA. Daniel assured me I'd liked it.
Yep.
I think he's right.
It's a solid IPA. It's not too hoppy. I think it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
That is what I would term a gateway ale.
Yeah.
A gateway ale.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty good. I like it. What do you have, Daniel?
So tonight, because you were drinking that, I could not drink that tonight. So I have the Tropical Truth from Flying Dog. Right there in Frederick, Maryland.
Nice.
So, Johnny, what do you got tonight? Looking like the Grim Reaper in your pick.
Yeah. So once again, I'm doing the Sober October. Reset myself right before a busy holiday. So as you guys know, I'm constantly preaching about hydration. So I'm drinking a liquid death because I'm murdering all the thirst this October. Any thirst will be quenched, quickly snuffed out. So I'm drinking liquid death, the sparkling water. They offer. Yeah, I'm just crushing hydration.
Nice.
But also, somebody else is doing the Sober October with me, and that would be Mr. Eric.
Yes, I am joining Johnny in Sober October as a reset before the holiday season. I was inspired by Mr. Phil Eichinger, who was on our show a few episodes back when he had Athletic Brewing on, so I went and found it locally here in Frederick. I got the hazy IPA version, which tastes just like a hazy IPA, except it has no alcohol in it. So, Athletic Brewing Free Wave Hazy IPA. It is actually delicious. Surprised. Yeah, this is cool.
I saw they did a like some seltzers with hops in it too. The Athletic Brewing Company. I was like, I was looking at them. I just haven't had time today or in the last couple of days to run out and grab some. Yeah, it was definitely like I've seen them on Insta and all that stuff. And then Phil, I think he was the first person I've ever met that had one that I know, at least.
This is comparable to Flying Dog's Hop Electric.
Oh, nice.
Like seriously, the flavor and the
it's a good beer.
The feel, like it's good.
Nice. I don't think I could drink a non-alcoholic IPA. if I'm going to drink an IPA at all, it better do something for me.
I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
As you can see, the two guys with young kids on the pod are not resetting their body.
Nope.
Yeah.
But it's a good time for a reset. Just at the beginning of hockey season, which is how many days are we away, Johnny?
Next week, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
next
like that
week.
week,
I think it's like 10. Yeah, I think Penn's playing like 10 and they play Tuesday of next week.
Tuesday of next week?
Yeah, they have their last
That's 8 days.
last preseason is when I think their last preseason game's Friday. So Pittsburgh I think plays the 13th. I think.
Ah.
Top of my. So
It's coming up. It's
very
close.
very quickly, yeah. Yeah, man. Rocking and ready to roll. James Neal
Yeah.
got released from his PTO.
Oh no!
So-
Ooh.
Oh no.
Where was he trying out?
Columbus. Yep. He won't.
I remember being on board his train a long time ago. He just must not have a role on these teams.
Well, I like James Neal. He can shoot and he can stick
Yeah.
handle, but his boots are a little slow for today's game, and he's in his 30s. That catches up like quicker than people think. Unfortunately, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
He made a pile of cash. He'll be fine, I'm sure.
He'll be fine.
Hopefully.
A couple other guys have been doing PTOs. Who was it? Was it Zahorna? Was he on a PTO?
Oh yeah,
up in
Zahorna got
Calgary?
picked
Or
up.
did he
Calgary, yeah,
He got picked up. Okay.
yeah.
Radim Zahorna from the
Yep.
Baby Pens. Yeah.
Well, and then Zach Essen Reese is still on a PTO. So they haven't announced, but I don't know how that's going to freaking work. Toronto, because I think they have like, I don't even remember how bad their cap situation is, but I think Edmonton has like $167 left on their cap. Like
I was going to say somebody got really close.
Yeah, there's like a
Edmonton.
7-year-old with more money in his bank account than the cap space. Yeah, they're using the entire cap. Whatever.
They pulled out their Velcro wallet.
Yeah, their Volcom green Velcro wallet, ripped it open.
I have the rest of our cap space right in here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Sounds like a future consideration.
yeah, it's a scene. It's a scene from Superbad, like Mercy Street guys. You can have all the money in my wallet. You have $22. Like, is that it? Oh well.
You been keeping up with the Caps at all, Riggs? Is what's going on in their world?
They've been playing preseason games.
Interesting.
I really haven't.
It's tough. I mean, this time of year is tough to
Well-
really pay much attention until they're actually playing it on TV.
There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on, right? Like their core's set. 2 guys are out hurt for an extended period of time. 1 guy may not come back from that. Everybody else is set. They just made the big cuts to send everybody to Bears camp up in Hershey. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
What
Yeah.
did you say? It was either yesterday or today. Something about the media.
Oh, yeah. So today, it was kind of cool. Like today after practice this morning, it's the first time since March 2020 that media was allowed in the room with the players. The availability has been really tightly controlled, either virtually or, if they're in a room, you only get to see, so many players or whatever if you're one of the beat reporters.
Right.
So now they get to go in and talk to whoever they want. And that's usually where some of the cool, like, side stories from some of the other, maybe not the big name players, maybe not Ovechkin, maybe like a Hathaway or somebody like that. You'll get that side story during the year from a writer or a blogger or somebody via that media availability. So it should be interesting to see. That's why I like to see that. You just get a little bit more information out of the players that way, I think. Having not actually had press creds and been in that room, I don't really know, but it just, the end product, I think, the end product is better, I think.
Right.
Hint, hint.
That is a good development. Always good to get that extra little, insider stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's where you get the storylines and everything.
Yeah.
That's where you get the guys saying that we're going to stick to our game and keep it going north. And
Yeah.
pucks off the glass. And,
Yeah, it's always a lot of that bullshit.
Just really got to thank my teammates.
Yeah. We all believe in the system.
Played 110%.
Yeah.
There's another pickup, though, made over the weekend, I think, right? Up in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a positive impact for that club up there in Seattle, but they picked up a new mascot.
I didn't know where
Buoy.
you're going with that. Oh my
Buoy.
God.
Buoy the troll.
Missed
The
opportunity.
The Seattle Kraken.
Jesus.
Have a
Kraken.
troll. For a
Have a
mascot.
troll.
Maybe they're just trolling us.
I think they're trolling. I think it's a troll mascot. I don't actually think that. I think they're actually serious.
There,
Depressing.
there is a troll. There is a troll, a famous troll in Seattle. It is the Fremont troll. That is a sculpture under the George Washington Memorial Bridge in the Fremont neighborhood. So there is a
It
troll.
actually is a troll
And
under a
it-
bridge.
And apparently it's known enough that it's on all the tours, like the bus tours and things like that. Like tour guides will take you to the troll. It's been in films, been featured in films. Most notably 10 Things I Hate About You. Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles. The Twilight Saga about the disaffected
You're losing
vampires.
me here.
The disaffected vampires.
John loves that
quickly-
series.
Quickly
John loves that
losing
series, by the
interest.
way.
And
I celebrate
Sleepless-
the entire film trilogy. Yeah, I know.
and Sleepless in Seattle. So it apparently, according to the research that I did, numerous other TV and film credits or whatever. It's been seen by hundreds of thousands of people, according to the Seattle Kraken's release.
It's been seen by dozens of people.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of controversy around the troll.
Really?
Yes, it's considered hostile architecture. So apparently, there were a lot of people experiencing homelessness that were living under the bridge, and the town was like, we need a structure that can keep people from living under the bridge because we don't
Oh my
want,
God.
because we
man.
don't
So
we
they
don't
built
want homeless people. So they built this thing.
They built a troll.
So it's been vandalized numerous times. The troll sculpture, the Fremont troll, actually has a real VW Bug car, right? That is part of the sculpture. Like the troll's hand is like grabbing the car, like it's pulling it off the road, like a troll would if you were going under the bridge.
I'm having to Google this and see what this thing looks like.
It
It's
looks
huge. It's not like a statue.
that
It's
is
actually
massive.
it's huge.
It takes up the whole, like all that area underneath the bridge.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's where the troll came from. If you look up the rights around the troll, so the three people who were like the primary artists owned the rights. So I'm sure the Kraken had to pay them to use the likeness of the troll. So these people are, sitting pretty now.
They're doing all right.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Did it keep the
32
homeless away?
22 years later. I don't know. There's a lot of controversy around that because, maybe just leave people alone, but
Yeah, right.
So like when I saw
but, like-
so I put something in our Discord, I remember about it when I saw it. And the funny thing is I saw like troll before I saw a picture of this thing. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. The only troll that came to mind was from Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh,
that troll.
yes.
So like and first of all, because we are literally in that time of year, if you have not seen that film, go watch that damn
that's
film.
a great film.
Those
Yeah.
Ernest films,
They're hilarious.
they're Oscar worthy pictures. Like they're spectacular. They're so
Let's
good.
not get ahead of ourselves
No.
here.
Nah, that's fucking
a
fucking
great
great,
film.
man. Stop.
They're funny.
They're great.
They're funny. They're
They're
great.
great.
Yes.
But I saw it and I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, I was like so shocked. I'm like, there's nothing about a troll. That reminds me of those little charm trolls growing up, like the little,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
with
talking about?
the stupid
The hair
the
and the
poofy
charm.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in those
Yeah.
things, just like, come on. Like, and I get it because it's like a team mascot is more for like doing community events and youth activities. So I fully get it. But I think they missed the mark. Jerry Bruckheimer, for God's sakes, is like a majority owner of the team. They literally could have had like Davy Jones's cousin, as a mascot.
So here's the thing. I have some alternatives or some concepts for some alternatives that I came up with as well.
Okay, love to hear it.
Based on the city of Seattle, right? Okay. The Space Needle, which they already incorporated in the uniform
logo.
design, right?
Yeah, they have that anchor.
That's a dope logo.
Logo patch, yeah.
They could have done something with the Space Needle somehow.
Yeah.
Right? You have the Pike Place Market where they throw the fish around, right?
Yep.
Maybe you could have had a big ass salmon walking around,
and they throw the fish dolls on the ice,
or like
so they already do that.
One of the market dudes that actually throws the fish, like gen up some sort of like funky looking mascot around one of those dudes,
like a dock worker.
He wears like the coveralls and has the gloves and
and he like throws fish containers that have like t-shirts in them or something like that.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
No, he throws real fish at kids.
Or throws real fish at people. Why not?
You take a souvenir fish home.
Riggs, they could have had a barista walking around giving everybody the wrong order.
That was next on my list was something around Starbucks. They could have had baristas. They could have had,
plenty of opportunities to monetize there.
A big walking coffee cup or something, and then they could right, exactly. They could have had Starbucks sponsor the mascot and made some
hand out coffees with misspelled names.
Yeah, exactly.
That region, like most places in North America, has a very deep Native American history and culture.
Yeah.
The town Seattle is literally a Americanized name of who's considered the hereditary chief of the primary groups that were living in that region. They could have done something around that, similar to how Vancouver kind of tries to honor the regional cultures. You have Mount Rainier.
Yeah,
you could have plagiarized some of what the Avs do and done something off the mountain.
Right.
Like, holy shit. It has nothing to do with the Kraken, but whatever. And oh, by the way, the town has a rich and deep maritime history, which those of us who are where the PFG can appreciate.
The anglers among us can appreciate.
You may want to use that term lightly, because that cat that was stuffing extra walleye meat and metal balls into that fish, he too was wearing PFG. So
he was stripped of his PFG.
I would hope so. I'm just saying.
I'm sure Columbia revoked his sponsorship the next day. But again, the name of the team is the Kraken. And as John already pointed out, you have Bruckheimer as one of the owners. He's in the ownership group.
Yeah, they
could have done a huge reveal.
I know.
Based off of the Kraken. Some kind of like the Davy Jones character from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, with the squid looking guy, all this stuff. Like, they could have done something with that and made it a huge production. But instead,
and there's also
they had a troll come down from the ceiling.
Yeah, so it was a toy troll coming down from the ceiling.
And the other thing too, like they have, so in that area, like within the vicinity, you have timberwolves, you have elk, you have sockeyes. Like you could have gone so many different cooler directions. Like they
Yes.
could have done a Timberwolf and make him look as scary as Lynx, the Edmonton Oilers mascot. That thing is
Even with
frightening. Even with the
10
abs.
pack, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10-pack. It's frightening. But like, I'm like, why would they have him? Like, actually, for the most part, like I like a good chunk of all the NHL mascots. I think they serve a purpose. It makes sense. I don't mind it. Like, I even liked, I forget the name of the Avs mascot. I know it's a Saint Bernard, but he used to have the barrel of booze around its neck, and then
Bernie.
they removed that. Bernie.
That's Bernie. Yeah.
They took it out a few years ago. Like, they do cool little things, and then this one I just saw it. I'm like, what? Like, I was so confused. I'm like, this is such a missed opportunity. Now,
So
granted,
bad.
I'm not in the fan base, so I'm sure like we may get
Now,
some ricochet
right.
shots, but whatever.
So that is like, it's a sports town. Okay.
Absolutely.
They've always supported the Mariners. They've always supported the Seahawks, the 12th man thing and all that. And
Mariners going to the playoffs for the first time in like 22 years too.
So, maybe because it is sort of I guess it could be considered a smaller market sports town, right? So if it's something that means more to the local sports fans, maybe that's why, right? Like maybe that's the primary reason. Because, we're outsiders looking in and we're like, well, this is what I know about Seattle, right? But still, like, come on. It's the Kraken. It's the Kraken, man.
It just seems like such a missed opportunity. They probably did polls and stuff like that, and maybe even a big chunk of the fan base wanted the troll, but I don't know. It just seems like it's a really big missed opportunity
For
something
me
better.
too, like, and I've said this from the beginning, with the way that they designed the primary logo, where the S's are like the tentacles of the Kraken and the red eye in the middle of the S, right? To me, they've always been teasing like a big reveal of what the Kraken looks like, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does the Seattle Kraken look like?
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity to do it.
Well, it looks like a troll.
Yeah. With blue eyes.
With blue eyes, yeah.
All right, Jerry Bruckheimer, you can mail me a check later when you kind of like just shove Buoy in the corner at some point. If you wanted to do something less alarming to a child, make it like kind of, fantastic and not as alarming, a little more colorful. Name your mascot Crackle, and just have that thing running around with the tentacles and shit. I don't know. Like, it's just like, I feel like, I don't know, because I like Vegas kind of hit it out of the park with theirs when they had Chance. Like, it's a rattlesnake. It's perfect. Its name's Chance. You're in Vegas. Da da da. Gritty. At first, I was like, I don't know, but then he beats all the other mascots up and steals their lunch money.
Gritty's a degenerate, so
He
I mean,
is,
that just
but
works.
It fits.
Though. It works
fits
though.
so well.
But he's also
He's
the physical manifestation of the concept of the city of Philadelphia.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
What else do we have? Is there anything interesting that happened last night in our old fat bald guys hockey games? No. Past guest, friend of the pod, Brando, scored a goal from behind the net in a controversial goal during our game.
Yeah.
It was ultimately ruled a goal, and I think it was probably the right call, honestly. But it was interesting. It was fun.
It was controversial because the net was either kicked off the moorings, removed, something of this nature. We don't know. Inconclusive on the video footage.
Yeah.
So
they beat us down. There, it was like fucking 5 minutes of like going back and forth. It's like just fuck. Let's just go. Give him the goal. Let's just get this thing moving.
We ended up scoring.
One of the guys on the other team, he was yelling at the bench from the bench. He was making up all these crazy rules about what the call should be.
10-minute major.
It should be a
and stuff.
20-minute major
Yeah,
with 2
like-
points in the standings.
Yeah.
That's the call.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Well, so we scored 45 seconds after the next
Yes,
face off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just went down and also past guest, the friend of the pod, Goody was in net. So I went behind him after the puck went in, and I took the goal off the moorings and just skated by the official and said, "Hey, the net's off." And he looked down like, what the hell? So then I just skated back to the bench. I didn't say anything else. I just took the net off. So yeah, decent night of games, not bad. In the full swing of shit.
Yeah, week
Yeah,
4.
we're right in the middle of the season now. Yeah.
We skated.
Yeah.
We skated and played, attempted to play hockey.
Yeah, tempted. We still need to do our game, by the way, guys.
Do we want to
Drafting
do
the 8
that?
teams.
Do we want to figure that out?
What are the rules?
Yeah, what are the
I
rules?
wrote them here. I wrote them down really quickly this morning.
So we decided not to put you all through the rigor of this entire process, but the gist of it is that instead of picking players, we're picking teams. 32 teams split 4 ways is 8 teams apiece. And then at the end, we're going to see who has the most wins. So enjoy this cut and applicable sound effect.
One eternity later.
All right, so let me recap here then real fast. So we had a couple of rules for this that John laid out for us. We had, I labeled them on these picks. The first round was the golfers round. So the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year. Daniel chose Winnipeg, John chose Vegas, and I chose the Islanders. Riggs chose Vancouver. We had a free pick, and the Hurricanes, Rangers, Leafs, and Avs went in that round. Then for the animal teams, John picked the Ducks. I picked the Penguins. Daniel picked the Panthers, and Riggs surprised us all and picked the Coyotes. Then we picked. This round was labeled real teams, and the rule was you can't choose a team who is sharing an arena with a college team. And so of the real teams, Riggs chose the Calgary Flames, I chose the Minnesota Wild, John chose the Lightning, and Daniel went with the Oilers. We had another round where Ottawa, Detroit, Nashville, and Columbus went. Then we had the anti-choice round where Riggs picked for Daniel, and I picked for John. John picked for me, and Daniel picked for Riggs. So this was interesting. Riggs picked Seattle for Daniel. John picked Chicago for me. Daniel picked the Sabres for Riggs, and I picked the Flyers for John.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
Then we only had about 8 teams left, so we chose in the next round the Kings, the Blues, the Devils, and the Stars. And then in the very last round, we were trying to figure out which teams were left. Riggs chose the Caps. I'm not sure why the Caps took so long to go, but they did. And then I had the San Jose Sharks. John went with the Short Kings in Montreal. And Daniel had the default pick of the Bruins, who we completely forgot about for the entire draft. So, so this should turn out to be pretty interesting. We're doing what? Just pure wins, right? Doesn't matter anything other stats. It's whoever has the most wins for their
Correct.
teams
This
at the
is
end.
regulation wins for the entire season.
Regulation.
So
Why don't we just do wins? Just total
guys-
wins, so it's
Well,
easy in the
because
stat
shootout
column.
wins go in
You
that.
guys want
But
to
yeah,
kick
we
in
could do wins.
$5?
Yeah, just
Kick in
do.
$5, do a $20
Yeah, I'm fine
gift
with
card.
Hell yeah!
A little
Let's
$20
do
gift
it.
card or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All in favor.
all.
Yeah. But we're
All
doing
right.
wins because points sometimes get a little funky with shootouts and whatnot. And I really don't want to see the Coyotes, lose 20 straight games in a shootout and somehow accumulate. So I don't think it's fair.
We
So we're
should
doing
have at
straight
least
wins.
one tiebreaker, just
Well, the
in
tiebreak-
case.
The tiebreaker, I believe, I actually wrote this down. Bear with me.
How about we do it just total points? If there is
Hold-
a tie in wins, we do total points. 'Cause
Hold
there's
on.
almost no way it's going to be the same with
Hold
all
on,
these
I did
teams.
this. Second tiebreaker is total home win.
It's
what's
so
the-
complicated.
Hold on.
What?
What's the first tiebreaker?
Rochambeau.
Regulation wins.
Okay. That's all we need.
Okay.
Yeah, we only need one tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I
All
think.
right.
What's the third tiebreaker?
Power play goals. I wrote
Goals
that
for
down.
against 5-on-5.
Goal differential. Yeah, even
Goal
strength goal differential.
Goal differential head to head and 5-on-5.
Actually, you know what? Empty net goals scored. That's what it should be.
Team with the least amount?
Team with
I know.
the least
Team with
amount.
the least amount of empty net goals in your pot.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that should be the tiebreaker. That's going to be the tiebreaker. Team,
Yeah.
Who's
the
tallying
player.
that up?
Team with the least I can figure
That's why
out
I don't want
quick.
these crazy tiebreakers because somebody's got to figure this shit out.
It's really not that hard. If you know where to look,
I'm
it's
not doing
hard.
that.
It's not hard.
Well, you can do it then.
Deal. It's not
All
hard.
right, we're gonna do empty net goals for the first and only tiebreaker. I think.
Yeah.
Fewest empty net goals is your tiebreaker.
And if it by chance, if the top two teams are tied, both of them, they automatically both tie for fourth place. The second and third team will take 1 and 2. We are not having any cahoots here.
So, in lieu of John getting all excited about fantasy hockey, while Daniel and I set our rosters in week 1 and then forget about it until playoffs, this is what we came up with. We'll see how it goes. And that'll also do it for episode 112. Thank you everybody for your listen. We certainly appreciate it. If you're looking for more Beers and Lot content, we've got a whole backlog of episodes, but if you want something more recent, jump into Discord. We're talking in there every day, and you can talk to us directly. So if there's something you want us to talk about, or something you'd like to bring to our attention, jump in and let us know. We'll probably at least give you a shout out in the next episode. You can get there at beersandlot.com/discord. Also, a quick reminder to check out beersandlot.com/shop for our merchandise store with t-shirts and hoodies. We're going to be adding some new stuff soon, probably for the winter months, so keep a lookout there. So until next week, thanks again, and see ya.